Hey YouTube. So I have a set of invasions here where I am trying out the Deflecting Hardtear on Dane's Footwork, the martial arts weapon. Now this is the one that everyone knows as the Sekiro tier, because when you block with L1, if you do it at the right time you will take no damage and you'll also get a boosted guard counter as well. So yep, here we go. You can see the aura around my character when I time the block at the right time. I get a good guard counter and a nice little follow-up as well to take him out. Now what you would normally do on a guard counter build is you would equip the curved sword talisman. I did test this and I don't know if it's because this is a foot weapon, but I wasn't actually getting any extra damage with the talisman equipped. Did test it a few times and then I did equip the longsword and tested it on the same enemies. So I was doing this around the gate front site of Grace and I just wasn't getting any extra damage. If anyone's found the same or found different and could let me know in the comments, that would be great. So you get another one here. So the rest of the build, it's rune level 200 with quality infusion. I have the dry leaf whirlwind Ash of War equipped. I'm buffing with flame grant me strength, start of each invasion, and then the talismans. I've got the shattered stone talisman which boosts my kicks. I've got Rotten Wing Sword Insignia for multi-hit damage. I've got Shard of Alexander for extra L2 damage. And then Bull Goat's Talisman just for a little bit of extra poise. And then the other tier that I've got in my flask is the Thorny Crack tier, which again gives me some extra multi-hit damage. So I did find most of the time it worked really well, certainly against regular melee weapons. As long as you get your timing right. Obviously latency comes into it a little bit when you're playing online, but generally worked pretty well. Where I did come a bit unstuck sometimes was against colossal weapons. So you can see this guy here, he's one-handing it. So I did have to get my timing absolutely right. Did take a little damage, but I still got the parry and the guard counter as well. When someone was two-handing a colossal, that's where I found it a little bit more tricky. Again, I don't know if it was just my timing or if it was latency, but that's when I was basically taking a big colossal to the face. So yeah, I don't know if people have found the same or found different if they've used it on this weapon. Now this invasion here, this is where I break out what for me is just hands down the best weapon in the DLC, and I've done a few other videos on this already, which is Rabath's Cannon. For me, this should be on every build. The reason being, it's a jar cannon that has tracking, which you kind of see here just for tracking enemies, knocking them off ledges. You know, it's just great. The other jar cannon in the base game, you know, it was a really good weapon, but you couldn't really rely on lock-on from range if people were running or strafing. You know, you could equip explosive bolts and try and catch them with the blast, but for me this is just, yeah, it's just a game changer that they've added this. But back to Dane's Footwork. So a few people have posted on the other videos that Int Infusion works really well on the martial arts weapons, particularly with Divine Beast Tornado. I haven't tried it myself, but you know, enough people have commented that it's really strong, so that may be something that you want to check out. This was quite a funny invasion. So you had the host using Mimic Veil with the two phantoms, and obviously I just get a barrage of lasers straight away. So I do what all good invaders do, which is I run away, because I'm hoping that they might aggro some enemies just to make it a little bit more interesting, and I get at Rabath's Cannon while I'm at it as well, and of course they do. So they're about to get a little bit more than they bargained for. So it should be any second. There should be a Deathrite bird turning up just to make things a little bit more interesting. And again, the cannon there, it's just good as a nuisance. Though that madness spell went very far, didn't it? And yep, here we go. Any second, any second. There we go. So now the tables are turned, and yeah, I'm not sure if they were ganking or if they were just honestly playing through the game, and the host went into disguise when I turned up. But yeah, we have a Phantom down. We have another Phantom now being preoccupied by the Deathrite bird. So game on with the host. So you can kind of see there, he's got a decent sized axe. So here, I'm just not going to risk it with the parry. So it's just time to land a nice little combo and take him out. There we go, GG buddy. And the last invasion. So yeah, here's a guy with the chicken wing. I did try a few times to block this and I just couldn't get it down. So tried to just take him out with regular melee. And then what I will say about invasions is there's many ways to win an invasion, as you're about to see. So I'm not having much luck with the host, so I decide to go after the Phantom. And I mean, all I'll say is, when you look at the screen, it says host vanquished. There you go. Hope you like the deals, the invasions. Here's the stats and gear, and I will catch you on the next one. Cheers.